Hey shoujo fans, welcome to episode 38 of Shoujo Sundae. It's our podcast anniversary and we are finally doing the promised Maid-Sama Manga Retrospective. Let's dig in.
私の心があらモードベイビー I'd make you more than happy けどゆっくりしようね Brain freeze ご注意できるかな Handle me 高すぎカロリー Sugar 以上甘い Feeling with you next to me baby おかわりね 仕上がれ
Okay. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. Before we get there's so many emotions, but we want to start off this episode with a giveaway announcement. Okay.
Yes.
It is our first podcast anniversary, so of course we had to do a giveaway and we had to do it big this time. We've teamed up with Pink Kimi on Twitter, and one winner, okay? One listener, shoujo fan, friend is going to get Pink Yowu cat earphones. Pink Yowu cat ear headphones.
Yes.
Blue Spring Ride by Ayo Sakizaka, the complete manga set. Okay, all the volumes.
Everyone.
A Misaki Ayuzawa plushie from Little River & Co. And the Kageki Shoujo Blu-ray.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm kind of jealous, low key. Like, I want all of it.
Right? Me too. Like, especially the earphones are so cute. I might have to cop them. Like,
I mean, same.
so we might all be matching, guys. But anyway, all you need to do is retweet Pink Kemi's pin tweet, follow Pink Kimi, and follow Shoujo Sundae on Twitter. Tag 2 friends in the comments, and that's it. And the giveaway will end on July 31st. We'll make sure to put out an announcement. But yeah, please enter our giveaway, share it, tell everybody about it. We're so excited to be doing this for you guys. But yeah, let's move on into the episode.
Hello, I am Sam. I am a freelance illustrator and designer from Thailand. I've worked with Chika and Shoujo Sundae for a few years now. I actually designed their logo, and it's always really exciting for me to get to create something for Shoujo Sundae because they're so pleasant and so wonderful to work with. They're really kind, they're really understanding. They let me have like a little bit of creative freedom, but they also give really good and useful feedback. And yeah, just generally really great pleasure to work with. And my favorite thing about Shoujo Sundae has to be the concept. I'm quite familiar with it at this point. I mean, it's ice cream and it's pink, which are two things that I really love, so I don't think it gets any better than that. And as it's their anniversary soon, I would like to wish Shoujo Sundae a very happy anniversary. Bye!
So, our discussion about our first anniversary. Oh my gosh. Okay. How are you feeling, Giana?
Honestly, like, I don't want to get too deep into it. I might want to get sappy later, but I am just so grateful. I'm so excited. I think I messaged you like yesterday or 2 days ago where I'm just buzzing about our podcast right now. Like, we have so many cool things coming. We've done so many cool things, and I'm just so excited about Shoujo Sundae. How about you?
I feel like floored, you know. Like, obviously we're so determined to like reach this milestone, but actually hitting it just gets me all into my feels, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like, I mean, it's our 1 year anniversary, but we've been talking about like this podcast like since 2021, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, I think it was like August 2021, maybe, whenever we first started talking about it.
It might have been. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah. So it's like for us to have made it to this moment, like I'm so proud of us and the podcast, and all of the people that like we've met along the way, like our community and stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that a little bit because like we'll get more into our feels later on in the episode. But it's like, of course, we have to get like that first line of excitement out before we start launching into Maid-Sama once more.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Diving back into Maid-Sama, what an adventure.
Yeah, truly, honestly, and truly, like we've made it.
Hi everyone, I'm Jemimemu. I'm a music producer and composer. I work alongside PAiDA to compose and produce Shoujo Sunday's theme song, Ai a la Mode. Working alongside PAiDA to create this song was such an amazing experience, especially bringing to life Chika's and Giana's vision and what they wanted to have as the intro song for their podcast. I think what I like the most about the podcast is not only like the really hard work that Chika and Giana put into it. Also, the chemistry that the both of them have. They have such chemistry and it flows really well. And it makes it so fun to listen to it because they're just wonderful together. Happy anniversary! Bye!
I don't really think we need to do a soft serve summary. You guys should probably, if you're listening to this, you already know what Maid-Sama is about. So instead, let's just get into our general reaction after finally reading it all.
Oh.
How are you feeling? How are we feeling as a collective?
Well, I want to say that my reading Maid-Sama, I enjoyed it. You know, as you guys know, I don't read a lot of manga. I don't really make the time for that. So making the time to read the manga and really absorb the full story was very enjoyable for me. I will say the overall feeling about the story at the end is mostly satisfied, a little banana split perhaps. I don't know, should I get into any specifics about why, or should I just leave it at that?
No, because, I guess I think we're gonna move into noted character development and then go into floats your boat. So if you want to do banana split in the middle of that, that's cool.
Oh, no, that's fine. Yeah, I think I'll leave it kind of vague because I'll touch on more of the whys in our floats your boat, I scream, you scream, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And for me, I would say I just feel more at peace about the romance now. Yes. The nostalgia was hitting me because I used to love the manga and I do own it all, guys. All of the big, the jumbo versions that Viz put out. And so rereading it just made me feel so much better, about their love story about Usui and Misaki. And, I honestly I still kind of stick to this, and I know that Giana does as well, that Maid-Sama should have gotten a second season where we were able to focus on Usui.
1,000%.
Just to end it off solidly, because the main focus was Misaki, but as you guys know, there's so much more to this story. And I did frown about a couple of things, but I also have really good feelings as well.
Yeah, I think we're on the exact same page, so it'll be very fun going through all of these points with you.
Yeah. Okay, let's move into noted character development. So I guess we should just get into our leads. So, Misaki Ayuzawa, manga version. I guess, how would you say, what are some things that you picked up from reading it that you feel really showed Misaki's character progression?
I think the first thing that becomes evident is that she finally gets to a point with herself where she so fully accepts her feelings for Usui and knows that she loves being around him and that she wants to accept his love into her life. And when she realizes how strongly she has been reciprocating those feelings and like for how long, like seeing her be like, I need to communicate this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was such a turning point for me. So it's like this girl who wants to keep everything a secret and even like to a point kept this a secret from herself is like, I want to communicate this and like this fire has been set underneath me because this is what I want to do, even if she's kind of bad at it. It's so cute to see her reach that point and finally communicate her feelings.
Yeah, honestly, I feel the exact same way. I think just seeing her move from being so standoffish to like openly accepting skinship and stuff with Usui, it was just one of my main highlights and stuff. I love the fact that like she also just moved from being so, I don't know, I think because she's just not used to being emotional, she was very stiff when it came to expressing that. And so her just openly talking to Usui about his past and what concerns her, and even going as far as saying like, you know, we need to make decisions together as a unit. Like I was so happy with her for making that change and then being so invested in the relationship that she went above and beyond, like more than you would think Misaki would do. At least when we first meet her in the anime, definitely. She goes above and beyond to prove her love for Usui, and that just makes me so happy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, me too. Like, she goes so far as to ask Aoi to teach her how to knit.
Yes.
And like, that's a lengthy process, you know?
It
You have to be
is.
committed. And at one point she said she started over because it wasn't perfect. So it's just nice to see that even though it made her uneasy, she was like steadfast in her decision. Like she was committed to letting him know that she loved him.
Yes. And then I also love, aside from like how she grew within her relationship with Usui, I love how she talked to Kano about her field of vision expanding because she became class president, right? So, and this was like back when they were basically doing an election to see who was going to be class president. Of course, Misaki wins, but she was able to talk to him about her feelings and just say, hey, you know, us having this conversation with me not really being cool with guys and you not being cool with girls, this wouldn't happen if I wasn't class president. And so just seeing her grow not only as like a romantic partner, but as a person, in the way she communicates with others, it was really beautiful to just see that growth.
Yeah, absolutely. And on a similar scale, even though I'll probably touch on this more later, there are moments where she does also let Sakura and Shizuko in, and I'm thinking specifically when she tells them finally that her and Usui are together, and they're both just like, oh my god, finally, you know. So it's nice to see her let her walls down a little bit with them, although she could have done it more, but you know, it's nice to see a little bit of it.
Yeah, most definitely. Would you like to move on to Usui?
Yes. I love Manga Usui. I really like him a lot.
Yeah, okay. 10 tens across the board. Well, 8s.
8, 9. 8 9s across the board.
Like 10, wait, I'll slow myself down. But like a good 8, 9. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he's a little possessive, and that's just Usui. So that's where we knock the points down. But he's also just, oh my goodness, what a guy. I love seeing, as we're like talking about communication, I remember a couple moments, I think starting on like, I don't know, chapter 71 or so, where Usui really tries to calmly articulate his feelings with his feelings. Hi, I'm here. He's really trying to articulate his feelings to Misaki about like feeling lonely because, you know, either she wants to keep the relationship a secret or she's like so busy like studying and stuff late in the series, you know, he's like, hey, you know, I'm over here, I'm feeling kind of lonely. And that's a very vulnerable thing for someone to admit. So I loved seeing that in particular and him just opening up about his family and his past and all these things he has to carry.
Like, eek gag, y'all. Like, his family stuff, like, that is mess.
Mm-hmm.
That is like a day of our lives. Like, I'm trying to think of the soaps, y'all. General Hospital.
All my children.
All of my children. Yes. Like, the twists, the turns of finding out that he, one, was like the product of an affair.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And then two, that his grandfather, like, kicked him out of the family. And so his Japanese family had to adopt him. And then they're just like, oh, well, your half-brother's sick, so you gotta come back to this family. Like, what?
Like, I'm sorry. You need me now? That sounds like a you problem.
That definitely sounds like a you problem. We don't even have the same last name. Are you serious? Like,
yeah.
Crazy.
Right. And, like, his mother being nobility and his father being a butler, he's perfectly half and half. Like, he has all of those elements for sure.
Yes. And honestly, that's why, like, when so many different people were just like acting as if Misaki wasn't good enough, and it's like, you know, Usui is literally the mix of what's their relationship is.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's a product of that, then they can be together. Like,
yeah.
You know.
Like, either way, like, the whole class thing is always, like, you know, I feel like if you love somebody, you know, make it work, but, yeah.
Yeah. It was just crazy. But I love that he also just was open about his feelings with Misaki and talking about when he was lonely, when he wanted attention from her.
Mm-hmm.
I like that he was also just very caring about her feelings and their privacy.
Yes.
Just to make sure that, you know, like, when you confess to me, I want it to just be to me. I don't want other bystanders to witness that moment between us.
Yeah.
Which was so beautiful. Because at first I was just like, wait, you know, Misaki's finally confessing. It took her so long to get to this moment, but I got it. Because,
yeah,
you know, I don't want other people in my salad. Like,
right. No, I totally agree. I felt so bad for Misaki in that moment because, I mean, when you mentally prepare yourself to do a really difficult thing and something stands in your way, it's like earth-shattering. But I 1,000% see where Usui is coming from. You know, like, you don't want your, like, most private, most, like, cherished moment to be eavesdropped on.
Yeah.
You know, you deserve the privacy.
Yeah.
So I definitely see where he was coming from with that. And also, Usui deciding, which I can't imagine, I would have loved to see his thought process when he decided, I'm going to transfer to Miyabigaoka and confront this head on. Even though it's kind of like what neither of us want, it's probably what has to be done. That is a huge thing. That's enormous.
Yeah. So much responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And then so much care and thought went into it just because, like, the Cedric guy just popping out through the ceilings, agitating the students and stuff, like, that couldn't keep happening. Like, and so I'm glad that he realized that and he just said, you know what? I'm going to do this to alleviate how bad this situation has been on everybody around me. Not even just Misaki, but everybody involved.
Yeah.
I guess, are there any other characters that you wanted to touch on, possibly?
I don't know if there's anything that's like big enough to put in this section. I think we'll touch on some of my other thoughts on the characters and like Floats Your Boat, I Scream, You Scream.
Okay. So I guess we could just move on to that, actually. So let's get into Floats Your Boat, which, guys, I mean, you should know, it's our likes. What do we like about the manga? Okay, so, Gianna, would you like to start us off?
Okay, I have a really light one to start.
Okay.
So in chapter 39, we get Office Latte Day, where all of the maids are wearing suits and glasses, and I wrote literally slay me, cut me in half, take me away. Like, I am deceased. Yes. Like,
you know, Gianna loves her
die
glasses.
on the spot. Yeah. That's it. That's the whole like.
Yeah. I think my first like, I feel like I was just getting into the whole skinship thing, because guys, that was just my, like, that was my gig.
Yeah.
The Pocky game, and the kiss.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, I was like fanning myself a little bit.
What's that Disney movie where they got the dogs?
Oh, Lady and the Tramp.
Yes, okay, it reminded me of that, because, you know, they did that with the spaghetti. So I was like, okay, it's the Pocky game. Okay. Mm-hmm. Sweet. I was into it, you know, and she just did not give up. And so they ended up kissing. I was just like, yeah.
Yeah. The tension in that scene was through the roof. There are some really well-written, romantically tense scenes in this manga, and I'm so here for it.
It filled my soul. It filled my soul, y'all.
My soul, yeah. I knew what you were getting at, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a strong compartmentalization one next.
Okay.
And I mean, like, deeply compartmentalized. I have to give an ice cream you scream for context. But so Maria Ayazono, she exists and she has feelings for Misaki. And she's like trying to make moves on her. That aside, Misaki has a thought, and she says, the way Maria makes me feel embarrassed reminds me of Usui, and I'm just wondering if that was like a little bit of a gay awakening. Just a little bit.
I feel like Misaki is part of the family, okay? She is bi. She's bi like us. Okay?
Headcanon, she is bi.
Yeah, she is. She wears the suit so well, okay?
She does.
She hits the women's if she wants them. I feel like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yes, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved how Maid Latte threw Misaki her little birthday party.
Yes.
And then they did karaoke. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I love doing karaoke.
I gotta be honest, with my job, I'm a little half on karaoke these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
If I get to sing, like, the obscure stuff that I don't get to sing at work, like, I'm here for it. Like, let me like belt out some old school Melanie Martinez or something, you know. I don't want to do You Oughta Know, but I'm here for karaoke sometimes.
Yeah. I think it was just so cute that they just wanted to treat Misaki, that they just kind of went out of their way to make sure that she felt celebrated.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, given that she's one of the primary financial people of her home, it was just so nice to see her, like, just hang out with her friends, honestly, and be able to be chill and stuff.
Yeah. It was so nice to see all of the thought that everybody put into their presents for her, you know? I think, like, Aoi made her a whole outfit,
like,
and then and then everybody bought, like, pieces of an outfit for her to wear. I really loved all the thought put into it.
It was just so cute. And then I think also to just follow up on that, with which was like my next Floats Your Boat, was like Uzui just being like, I want a full day with you. And please, okay, you will lock me down. Somebody tell me that. Oh, I want a full day with you, Chika. Oh, okay. It's like, I'm gonna make it happen.
Tell me when and where, and I'll show up.
Right?
Like,
For
yeah,
real.
love quality time. Quality time is great. It's a beautiful love language, you know, and just it shows that Usui so prioritizes her, and he also wants to make her feel special in his own way for her birthday. Oh my god, I love it. I love it so much.
And then she wore all of her gifts for their date.
She did. Oh my goodness.
And then he was just like, I'm glad that you realized like what this is for her to be like dressed up. And I was like, yes, we're getting there, guys. Oh, the romance feels, the romance, warm fuzzies. Like,
oh my gosh, yeah.
So
it's like scattered so throughout like the whole manga. I don't want to skip ahead too much. So
no, it's okay. I think we're probably gonna end up being like a bit sporadic, y'all. So
yeah, because I don't want to like also say stuff that we already talked about in the general reaction, like character growth stuff. So I don't know if it's okay to skip ahead to like they're official, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it.
Okay. No, yeah, I loved their confession. It was such a good shoujo confession. Because it's like all the things keep going wrong. And, you know, the timing's never right. And Misaki can't do it. Then it's like at the very end of the day, before he leaves, before he can go and she misses her final chance, she's able to communicate how she feels. And so is he. And like, I just remember just feeling so warm inside after that chapter.
Yes, because of the scarf kiss, guys.
The scarf kiss,
the move. Like she took the scarf that she knitted. Okay, the perfectionist scarf she knitted, and she roped that man down to her face. I said, "Yes, Misaki, yes. Okay, you better get that kiss. Yes."
Take initiative too, you know, making moves. It's so good to see her confident and just like unapologetically in love.
Yes. It was just so adorable. And then it was like Christmas time. I was just so happy with the way that it played out and them actually being official for real after like putting it off for so long. Like,
yeah. Oh my god. I mean, what chapter was that? Like I don't. It was in the 50s or like early 60s. I think it was like 50 something. They became official. Yeah. So I mean, that's a lot of chapters.
It was a long time. It was a long time coming, but we made it. it. Yeah. The next thing that I have, which I guess I was being honest when I said it's like mostly skinship stuff, guys. I'm sorry. But them holding hands publicly to announce that they are in a relationship so that all the school knows.
I loved that so much because we were like getting into the arc where it's like, I want to keep our relationship a secret from the school. And I'm like, is this going to be like the next like 10, 15 chapter thing that we have to go through? Right. But it was like 3 chapters or something. It was so short-lived. I'm like, thank God she got over that quickly. Yeah. It was so nice for her to just be like, yep, this is it. If you don't like it, that's your problem, you know? And telling Sakura and Shizuko and everyone at Maid Latte, when she told everybody at Maid Latte that they were together, and like Satsuki gets like this huge gushing nosebleed right away and she's fangirling and everybody's so supportive. It's just so nice. It's so nice to see. It's all like the most wholesome feels.
Yes, honestly. I was just so happy. Shout out to Granny on the Street from Kyoto. Yeah. Because she was just like, y'all are so cute together. Like, I just love to spend time, you know, like that was the most important thing. And I guess that was like a kick in the pants for Misaki to just be like, nah, I really need to just claim him so I can, rather than focusing on keep being away from him. It's like, I'm with you now and we can have as much time as we need.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, in chapter 62, I learned that Shizuko and I both like glasses.
Yes, okay. Yes.
I took a screenshot. Like I had to take a picture of the frame because it was too good.
Right, because I'm just like, okay, you can't see, he can't see. Y'all could get together and not see together. You see each other in your hearts, but you cannot see together. And then, like, you know, happily ever after, you have kids that don't see either. Like, it's perfect.
Man, I can't explain it. I don't know what it is about glasses. I just think they're a really cute accessory.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think I was reading that chapter at work and I had to not laugh out loud in the back so that people didn't think I was insane. But it was just so funny to be like, yeah, Shizuko, I get you. I see where you're coming from.
Yes. And like, honestly, like it was a little bit less resolved than the others, but with the way that Shizuku was going about it, I was just confident. Like, she was not wasting time like the other ones. Like, she bumped into that guy, same day, they're talking on the staircase, and then Masaki's just like, wait. And she's just like, listen, we're getting to know each other. I'm gonna be on time. Don't worry about it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, girl. You know exactly what you want. So
I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, so I was so happy for her. I think I put that I think I like put that somewhere in my notes. But yeah, I was just glad that she was like having her own little moment because all her friends technically had love interests too.
Yeah, it was nice to see her get a little love.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Another skinship one. It is what it is.
I love it. I'm here for it.
The kiss in front of the student body before Usui transfers to Miyabikaoka.
Yeah, that was a big moment.
Yes, okay. I mean, they already were holding hands. They claimed each other, but kissing? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, especially, like, she's still school president at this time, so, like, that's a big deal for her to let that wall down.
Right? For real. She was just like, no, I can't believe you're doing this in front of so many people, but that's my man. Like,
yeah. Yeah. And don't you forget it, essentially.
Don't you forget it. And then Usui was also telling people, oh, I'm her man. Don't y'all forget it either, because I could come back. Like,
yeah.
So
I think it... Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I was going to say, I think that might have been, like, in the same chapter, like, before the kiss and stuff. I think people at school are maybe, like, doubting their relationship. I can't remember the exact context.
Oh, yeah.
But Sakura stands up for Misaki.
She does. She was just like, no, you're not going to play my friend like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Compartmentalize that. Because, yeah, I was glad that Sakura stood up for her. But that situation, I scream, you scream, definitely. But
1,000%. Yeah. But it was just good to see Sakura stand up for her. It reminded me of when Misaki stood up for her in front of Kuga at the cafe, like way back when. Yeah.
Yeah. They're returning the favor. Like, that's what friends are for. Like, they know your heart. It's like, I'm not gonna let you play my friend in front of me. Like, I loved... Oh, I think it's also sort of in conjunction. Why did I put this as, like, nuts? This is the only nuts entry that I have.
Okay.
For this episode, guys. Nuts just means that this is a crazy moment.
Like, shocking, yeah.
Yeah, so, Usui playing Etch-a-Sketch with Mizaki's desk and literally drawing himself and saying it's Aizawa's destiny beside his face.
I forgot about that completely, but... Oh my god, I remember she came in, she's like, thank god I'm the first one in the classroom.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That was insane.
I died laughing. I'm just like, she's not gonna forget you, my guy. Like, come on.
Like, on that note, though, floats your boat that he rushes over from Miyabigaoka on his breaks to visit Misaki. Like, that's dedication.
Yeah, because they're finally together. He's not wasting any more time. He's just like, any free time I have, it's gonna be with my girl. It's like, I love that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. So I do have like a general banana split. I don't know if you want to go into that or should I save that?
Maybe
I could save it.
Yeah, just a whole. I think I have 4 floats your boat left.
Yeah, I just have a couple.
Okay.
So I have Yukimura is as precious as ever.
Yes, justice for Yukimura.
Roll. Justice for Yukimura all day, every day till the end of time.
For real.
I mean, how should I don't know. I think that Yukimura is a little bit gay. And I know that I keep making characters gay that aren't explicitly gay, but I think, I mean, like, I kind of low-key ship him and Kano now.
Right.
Low-key.
Right. Like, they're living together.
They're living together? Yeah, I mean, if anything, they have a really nice companionship, even if that's all that it is. It's really great that they both have that, because they both need that. But if it was, like, gay, it'd be, like, even cooler.
Right. Like, is he could be gay, he could be bi. I just feel like he's in the family. He's in
I do too.
Yeah.
I get familial vibes.
Yeah. And honestly, I love that, you know? Like, he could do either or and stuff, but yeah.
But he's also, like, just seeing him so supportive of Misaki and working so hard in the student council. Like, I remember at the beginning, he was kind of disappointing Misaki by not getting things done on time or, like, the right way. But I feel like by this point in the manga, at least, I mean, it's not implied that he's really doing, I think, anything wrong. He's just there as a supportive vice president.
Yeah.
So I feel like, in a way, like, that's character growth, you know? Like, he's doing his school job well. And I love him. I love him to pieces. I want the best for Yukimura.
Yeah, me too, honestly. Like, he's just the sweetest little thing. Yeah. I have Misaki gifting Usui his happy birthday album with photos of, like, all of the Seika people holding up, like, happy birthday posters and their friends. It was oh my gosh, so heartfelt and, like, sweet. And he actually does use it, like, you know, when he is in England and stuff. It was just a perfect gift.
Yeah, I totally agree. It was one of those moments that I love to see in a story where you see all the characters just coming together to make something special for another character. Like, to get everybody together in the classroom for a picture, you know, it might be kind of embarrassing to ask. And Misaki went around and rounded up all of those people just to make Usui have something special for his birthday to keep forever. Like, God, so cute. It's
so cute. Like, I just love their little relationship. It's adorable.
Me too. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I don't know. This might be, like, nuts, Loki. After Usui gets his freedom in England, he, you know, because he leapt off a balcony and he kissed Misaki in front of everybody. They get to be on a first name basis, and that scene, it was hot. Okay, it was hot.
It's like, we're calling each other first names, and we're having the birds and the bees. The birds and the bees are in London town. Okay.
Yes. I mean, they get interrupted. But before that happens, they're like, whew. And I'm, again, over here fanning myself because I really liked that scene. You know, it was, they're really feeling the adrenaline of, like, we got past this obstacle and we can be together now. So very much enjoyed that.
Yes. I also had that put down in my floater boat. Is like, the whole building in London.
The whole building, yeah.
The whole building.
I love that it's coming back around. Like, I think that they did that on purpose.
It had to
be. It had to be.
They had to. Like, oh my gosh.
Wait, she does reference it now that I'm thinking about it. She says something like,
he jumped out the building for me. And so then she goes and jumps. And then this man's just like, I'm going to jump again. Like,
yeah. There's so much jumping going on. At least everybody survives.
So much jumping. Honestly, let me even get to my last float your boat. Was literally the idiot trio and Shitani also doing the whole building out of the school.
Yes.
Like,
oh my God. Yeah.
Oh, everybody was jumping out of buildings. Please don't. Oh my gosh.
It's like,
PSA again.
The PSA, don't jump out of buildings. It's like the most anime thing.
It's an anime thing. It won't end well for you guys. Like,
no.
Please. But yeah. So funny.
Yeah. Also, I noticed in the manga, because they show them in one frame, the Aizawa cram school in the manga is not quintuplets. There's a pair of twins, but, like, they're all, like, they don't all 5 of them look identical. So I thought that was just really funny to note, because I remember when we were reviewing Maid-Sama, we went on this whole thing about like having multiples and like children in general. It was like a really funny tangent that we went on. So I felt like I had to address it, that in the manga, they are not quintuplets.
Yeah, I'm glad too. 'Cause,
that would have been a lot. Like, imagining their situation is just, it's a lot. It's a rabbit hole.
I was like, I'm sorry to quintuplets, but I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Like, I'm just like,
I truly can't imagine. Like, I grew up with 2 older brothers, and one of my older brothers, there's like more of an age gap. So it was mostly just me and my one other brother. So like, having a lot of siblings, I can't imagine.
Right? Like, oh my gosh, both of my parents do. Like, my mom
Yeah.
was like the first girl of 11, and my dad was the last of 9.
Oh my god.
Ooh, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I was like,
Ooh, I cannot imagine.
like, ooh, you know what? We have evolved into like me having kids. Good luck. We'll see. Like, we'll
Right.
see. Probably not, but like
We shall see.
we shall see. Yeah, yeah, no, but like, but honestly, it is a good callback. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any more floats your boat before we get into Banana Split?
I just have like one more, although I guess it could kind of be Banana Split, so maybe we should go into Banana Split.
Okay.
I guess to kick it off, I'll go with that one. So Usui asks for Misaki's father's blessing on their relationship.
Actually, that was kind of like a hot fudge ice cream for me. But,
Really? Okay. I just thought it was nice. It was a nice gesture. Although, and I appreciate Sakun realizing that his blessing actually holds no weight. So
yeah.
that's why it's more Banana Split.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was hot fudge ice cream for me because I think he should have asked her mom. I think he could have done both, to be honest.
It's implied that he's going to, but they don't show him. Because I think at the end of that chapter, Misaki's like, how did your talk go? And like he kind of thinks about the talk he had with her dad. But she was referring to his foster parents. And he's like, there's one more conversation I need to have. And he's thinking it. And it shows a little like chibi drawing of Misaki's mother. But they don't show him having that conversation.
Yeah.
And I really wish they did.
Yeah, I think that's like the main, like, I feel like if you already know that her mom is the primary parent, like, not that he couldn't get permission, because obviously when people are dating or in a relationship and they're like, intending to probably like propose at some time, like, you know, you normally do go to the dad, but given the circumstances, I think it would have been better if we saw him have some sort of conversation with the mom, or even if they don't go into the conversation, like, I don't know, like random flashback during his talk with Sakun to then be like flashback of him talking to her mom and getting permission from her as well. I would have really appreciate that, but yeah. I
would have too. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think, where is a Banana Split for me? I think, yeah, you know what? Yeah. So Shintani and Suzuna.
That was my other Banana Split. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Misaki's little sister gets with Shintani.
Mm-hmm.
And I was Banana Split about that because I really don't think that that's realistic. I mean, I know that they did it in Little Women, right? I guess spoiler alert if y'all care about Little Women. That's very old. That's much older than this. But, somebody being interested in you and then turning to go to your younger sister is weird. I know that it could happen with people, but I feel like if you already know that you weren't the first choice, I think that would kind of screw with your head. It would screw with my head. It would screw with my head to just be like, do you like me for me, or do you like me because you couldn't get my sister?
Right. Especially because of how persistent Hinata continued to be.
Yeah, post
Like,
knowing everything, knowing that they liked that Usui and Misaki liked each other, post them even being in a relationship. It was very weird.
yeah. And it's like, I'm banana split on it because I think they have such good chemistry, you know? And I think I said something, when we recorded last year, where it's like, oh, you know, I would love to ship Suzuna and Hinata, but, like, I'm not sure about that because of the whole situation. Like, but Suzuna is so bold.
Yeah, okay.
I love her.
She does not have the problems that Misaki has. She's just like, oh,
No.
if I want it, I'ma have it. And I just love that about her.
She's literally like, I wish you would have told me that I only had till spring at New Year's. And then, like, she kind of, like, turns around and she's, like, in this outfit and all this makeup. She's like, I'm gonna go all out for you. Like, ooh, Suzuna. Like, get your man. But it's a shame, you know, because I don't know if he's still hung up over Misaki at that point, you know?
And they're sisters. They look alike. Like, ugh.
Yeah, I wish there was more clarity on Hinata's growth so that I could be more invested into it, because I want to be. And it's like, in the back of my head, it's like, write it? But I don't know if it's worth taking the time.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already done our other fanfics. I hope you guys enjoyed, wait, didn't we already
Yeah, it came out last week.
we did Oran,
Yeah.
but we also did Maid-Sama already.
We did Maid-Sama, but
Yeah.
I mean, like, if I write it for myself
Right.
and just publish
okay,
it for
yeah.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed the Oran fanfic. It was so much
Oh my
fun.
gosh. Yeah. Oh my
It's
god.
on AO3, guys, okay?
Check it out.
We know about AO3. You know, I was definitely the old head talking about fanfiction.net.
Yeah, I have other stuff published on there too if you want to check out some of my other random stuff. And the Maid-Sama fic on there as well. So if you're watching this now, the Maid-Sama fic is on AO3. And if you want to read a little love story for Yukimura, feel free.
Yeah, our little fellow that's in the family now.
Yes, our cinnamon roll, our cinnamon roll.
Yes. But yeah, I think if they just shown him getting over his feelings for Misaki, and then just like a clear event where it's like, oh, I'm head over heels for Suzuna, actually.
Yeah.
That would
be great.
That would have made me feel better about the pairing. But otherwise, that's why it's just banana split. But
for sure.
Yeah. That was the only banana split that I had. Do you have another one?
Yep, that's it for me too.
Okay, let's move into, did you have any Rocky Road? Actually, I'll ask that.
I didn't make anything
Same.
clearly Rocky Road. I mean, there is something that I am thinking of that could be Rocky Road if I could just yell it out, I guess, for now. When Misaki finally decides to tell her secret and serve her friends at Maid Latte, and let go of those appearances and finally come to that realization that she was hanging on to a secret that she hasn't had to keep for a long time. For her to get to that point and just stand in front of her friends and say, like, hi, like, what can I get for you? Or, like, welcome masters or something. I kind of teared up because it was just such a big moment for her.
Yeah, it took her so long to, like, get there, and, like, it's just great, you know, like, she was able to finally, like, let her guard down in relation to her being a maid and just accept it. And honestly, I mean, feelings about Sakun, but I think it was good of him, like of her dad, to just be like, you don't actually have to hide this anymore.
Yeah. That's a good start.
A good start.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't really have a Rocky Road, but I would get into. Let's get into Ice Cream You Scream / Hot Fudge, because you might as well just merge them together.
Yeah.
Ooh. So
I have a
many
light
things.
one to start if you want to start with something super light.
Okay, yeah.
So the anime, I believe we said, ends on episode. The anime ends on like chapter 32 or so.
Around there.
Around there. It takes until chapter 43 to see faculty at Seika High School.
So long. We finally see the faculty, guys. We made it.
Yes, at long last, there's an authority figure that's not Misaki at Seika High School.
Yes. Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah. I just had to make note of it.
Just like it had to be when we were no longer, the anime just didn't get it, but the manga did. Finally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I have I think that ultimately Usui like resolves this, but there was a moment in time when he was sort of hedging on like telling Misaki about himself, and he was using physical intimacy to get into the conversation.
Yeah.
And I think because we already kind of started off within the anime and the manga of waiting for Misaki to get more interested in Usui, to want to ask these questions, that it's like now that she's asking these questions, you're going to be the holdup.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of like I scream, you scream for me, because I was like, which I mean, it does get resolved, guys. But I'm just saying, I was just like, just tell her the truth. Tell her the deal, like right now.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like if you're going to build a partnership with somebody, you need to be honest about who you are.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
So the next thing I have is about Miss Maria.
Yes, me too. Okay.
Yeah, so she's... Okay, there's a lot to unpack here.
So much.
She's a teacher who's in love with a student, or a teacher's assistant or something, in love with a student. So there's there's the age gap, and the fact that she's engaged to a man but clearly prefers women. So she could be a lesbian and suppressing that, and like that, it's all bad. It's all really bad.
Yeah. Just in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of.
Yeah, sort of. Like, I guess, I think she said something like her husband or her fiance doesn't mind, which, I mean, if you want to have an open relationship, like, if that's what you guys worked out, sure. But, you know, it's just, it's an interesting situation when it's a student.
Right. It's kind of illegal. But then outside of that, it's just a little bit. Like, I don't know. Like, you know, I mean, I didn't think we'd ever get into cuckoldry in a shoujo manga, but here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah, I think what I had for Maria was actually in relation to Misaki, because, you know, I mean, obviously Seika High has been coming a long way and growing as a co-ed school, but Maria is well proportioned, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Misaki was asking if she could cover up because of the boy's response to her. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
Right.
Cause like she even said, you know, that's just her body. Like,
yeah, you know, I mean, there's only so much you can do. You could be wearing a turtleneck up to here, but if you're well endowed, it's gonna show. You can't do anything about that.
Yeah. And
people will react how they're going to react.
Yeah. So I didn't like that. And then also, I mean, in agreement, I also didn't like her falling first. Like, the fact that she even had to have her cuckold fiance come over to the principal's office to just be like, oh, we're together. That's not serious. Like, very embarrassing.
Yeah.
Very, like, oh, like, that doesn't end well. Like, I know that y'all be having that sometimes, but like in the manga and also in real life, but it never really ends well for the people that do that. So, yeah.
Yeah. They didn't really give an update about her in the 10 years later part. So I wonder how that's going.
Probably will. She's probably just doing whoever and whatever she wants.
Yeah, perhaps. Is it okay to go on to Hinata?
War.
Yeah, so we kind of touched on this, but even long after Misaki and Usui are made clearly official, Hinata won't let go of her or the idea of her. He even tells her repeatedly that he's not giving up and he's holding out hope. And I'm just like, boy, my goodness, there is a point where you need to just move on.
Right? Very hot fudge for me.
Yes.
Especially when she said, I'm in a relationship.
Yes.
Bro.
I love that she tried to set that boundary.
Yeah.
And like, she's even like, I think she's like thinking to herself at one point, like, wow, even after all that, he's not going to let go. Like, I don't know. I mean,
yeah, it was just a lot. And I think he just needs to let go of that idea of her. And honestly, I mean, I know that Misaki had so many things going on with her life, but I wish that she had talked with her family more about what was going on. Because honestly, maybe this would have impacted how Suzuna started approaching him. If she was talking about just how persistent this guy is at school, not at school, at her workplace. Like, it was just a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really wonder how that would have unfolded if she talked more to her family. And kind of in the same vein, my next ice cream use cream was that I just wished Misaki would just confide in Sakura and Shizuko.
Yeah.
And it's nice that they understand how she is and they don't want to like pressure her to talk. But it's like also no wonder that she's so irritable all the time if she keeps everything pent up the way that she does.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't even feel like their reactions to finding out her secrets, like, altogether make sense. I think if I was the last to know that you were this maid and all of these other people knew about it, you know, I would feel hurt.
So would I. Yeah, I would be like, what is it about me or our connection that makes you feel safer to confide in this person as opposed to me? And it's like, you see the idiot trio there, and it's like, Sakura and Shizuko are her girls.
Right.
So it's okay that they know, but we couldn't for all this time, like over like years.
Right. Yeah. It just did not make sense to me. I wish that there was like a little bit more on that, or like just showing them feeling away and then a reconciliation process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would have been a really interesting arc. A lot more interesting than the study arc to go through. I would have really liked to see, honestly, like thinking about it, her relationships with her friends are like static character connections. So there's no development there.
Yeah.
There's no character growth really in her friendships. It's the same tone throughout the entire manga. I would have really liked to see some conflict and resolution between them to make them closer on a deeper level.
Right, because like you don't want to be, and I mean that's just a normal PSA for anybody. You don't want to be that person that when you get in a relationship, you just don't even see your friends anymore.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't want to do that because you need to have a life outside of your partner. And I think that people should know that they can invest just as much into their friendships as they can into their relationships. Because honestly, like, your friends can genuinely be forever, you know, depending on how things are. Like, sometimes you can outgrow them and everything, or you can fall out. But they're supposed to be for forever, sincerely, because they see you through your ups, your downs, when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're sick. You know, when you're dealing with a weird, like, teacher and her cuck fiance, like, they see you through all of the things.
Yes.
So, yeah, so just don't, try not to be like that, you know? Like, I mean, obviously there's the rose-colored glasses phase of your relationship, but outside of that, like, make sure to still be the good friend that you were prior to you being in a relationship.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to text your friend and say, hey, how are things?
Yeah.
Or if you see something on social media, be like, hey, I saw this. Are you okay? Or like, oh, that's so great for you. You know, it doesn't take too much.
Yeah. next thing that I have, I guess it's kind of a, no, it is. It's a hot fudge, and it's just a PSA. Don't hit men.
Yeah, okay. I'm really glad you're addressing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't hit men.
Don't
hit
men.
anyone.
Don't hit anyone, but just like, even if you're a woman, femme presenting, just don't put yourself in a position to hit men, because you don't know if they will hit you back. And then even outside of that, it's like, it's just not right. I feel like within the manga, you just see these different moments where it's almost as if it's normalized.
Yeah.
In a way of like, you see this aggression being taken out on men. And they just end up taking it, but that's not realistic. I don't think that I just don't think that you should really be hitting anybody. And if you are going to hit somebody, then, unless you're like in danger, then you need to apologize. 'Cause what is the overall, like, the purpose of you doing that? Like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I know, like, Misaki's, like, tsundere or whatever, but there are so many times where she's like, oh, I'm gonna beat your ass, or, like, don't make me hit you, or she just, like, slaps Usui, and I'm like,
there was one time she slapped him really, really hard, and I was just like, aren't you in love with him? What is wrong with you? Like,
right. I cannot imagine wanting to lay a hand on a partner in that way. Yeah. So it just boggles my mind that this is just how she reacts to things, and it's supposed to be like normal or okay, and he's okay with it. I really don't like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like it at all.
A much lighter ice cream. What's his name? Ashiyama? The makeup guy. He's a fucking lot.
Wow. Like,
diamond in the rough, literally chasing Suzuna down to put makeup on her. I mean, like, calm thyself. Like, take a deep breath.
I don't know if he was on drugs. Like,
probably.
Just, wow. Like, it was a lot. Like, militant makeover. Like,
literally, he, like, had his makeup supplies. He was wearing them like it was, you know, like a thing of bullets or like grenades or something. Like a sash across his chest. It was terrifying.
Very much so. Like, I would call the police.
Yeah. Honestly, why didn't anybody? Like, they just invaded their school. I'm
throughout this whole thing. Yeah. Which, honestly, getting into Usui and his people.
Okay.
Big hot fudge for me for Cedric, the butler stalker guy. And honestly, Gerard, his half brother.
He's so annoying.
Yeah, just big hot fudge for me, because I think for you to intrude on somebody else's relationship because you're sick. First of all, if you're as rich as you say you are, then why is he that sick? Like, not that he can't be sick, but shouldn't you be having like state of the art medicine, doctors, like people on staff, you know?
Right. I find that very interesting. Like, I guess he inherited whatever sickness the mother had.
Right.
But I'm like, not to skip ahead, I guess, to the end or whatever, you know. Did we already talk about Usui being a doctor? My brain's already...
I don't think we did, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of his character development. So, like, he ends up being a doctor at the end, and it's like, suddenly the Duke and Gerard are in good health. And it took Usui's specific skills to do that. So, like, there was no qualified doctor beforehand? I don't know.
It just seems as if, honestly, I feel like they were just making the excuse, because they could have just hired a doctor to just physically be on the premises at all times. And then Usui could have just lived his life in Japan. with Misaki or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I'm thinking now, they did mention at the end that, like, Usui developed a drug, but I don't think they said what drug. So I don't know if it's, like, that specific thing is what helped them get better. I don't know. That's, like, entirely up for speculation because it's not made clear. So, I mean, so there could be kind of a bit of a plot hole there.
Yeah, and then I just didn't like their high-handedness because if you're, like, that sick, y'all don't even have the same last name. And here you are demanding that he change the school that he's going to, that he doesn't go out with his girlfriend, that he comes over and starts living with you, even though the grandfather doesn't accept him, even though you're trying to make him accept him. There was just there were so many layers to what they were doing, and it just came off very disrespectful. Like, even the Cedric guy just talking about, how Misaki's not good enough, and then going into, like, class background stuff. And they're saying all of these things as if Usui is not the direct mix that his relationship is. Because Usui is, like, the rich young master person and Misaki is the maid. But Usui is a product of an affair and his dad is a butler and his mom was the rich person. So clearly if he's born, like, these things happen, you know? And I just didn't like the fact that they were so intrusive on their relationship. And even outside of that, I also didn't like how the Miyabigaoka, people like Igarashi, that's a whole. Like, all of these people were just so invested on shutting down this relationship, and I wanted to know, do they have lives?
I know, my God. Like, you're the heir to a conglomerate. I shouldn't go. I am gonna go into Tora. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Like, why the fuck does it matter to you what these two other people are doing so much?
Right.
You have more important things to worry about.
He's a class president himself. Like,
you
have responsibilities, and you're worried about this couple, like, that doesn't even go to your school. Right.
I mean, like, I'm sorry that I just, like, went into Tora immediate. Just, like, you say the name, and I like, huge Hot Fudge. He just lives forever in Hot Fudge. Like, apparently he has developed feelings for Misaki. The most, like, toxic, like, dangerous way to have feelings for a person. He's like, he goes and he, like, agitates her and he gets a reaction out of her. And Maki in chapter 81 is like, it's relaxing to you to get a rise out of them. They despise you. And Tora's like, those eyes turn me on. It wouldn't be fun if it wasn't like this. And that's so dangerous. I'm just, like, flashing back to when she went to Miyabigaoka in the anime and what they did to her. Yeah. He's still that person. He's still that person. Very much still the person that would do something like that and stuff. Yes. We didn't do a disclaimer, so. But. Yeah, I don't want to get, but you can imagine. Yeah. So it was just very disgusting. And then he also, like, took away her consent at one point by just kissing her in front of Usui. Yeah. Like, against her will. And Usui doesn't do anything. Like, well, it just looks like he explodes and then she also explodes. But they don't, it was shocking. Well, no, wait, doesn't that fight count? That fight probably, I think the fight is the later, He was just like, oh, and you know what? Because now that we're here, like. Yeah. He, like, kept accidentally hitting Tora. I really loved that. Yeah, I was like, ooh, sorry, you know. Yeah. Maybe you deserved it, but it just kept happening and happening, which also got into her. Wasn't that when she slapped him? When she went over there? I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Which but we already talked about how we didn't like that. But yeah. Mm-hmm. Just very disgusting. Yeah. Yeah. So when Usui is in England and Maria comes to Maid Latte with that video to, like, show he's okay, isn't, like, nobody supposed to know Usui's family truth at this point except for Misaki, and she watches that video in front of everybody at Maid Latte? Right. That was weird to me. I'm just... Yeah.
So you were secretive about all this other stuff and about being a maid, but okay. Like I just I was just at that point I was like, okay, girl.
Right. Yeah, like you want everybody to keep your secret, but yeah.
Oh, you know what? I did want to touch on Misaki, the student body's reaction to Misaki dating Usui. Because I think we sort of talked about that a little earlier. Because Sakura like defended her. But big hot fudge to them literally questioning her femininity because they don't like her. And so how, if they don't like her, then why would Usui date her? Just really disgusting.
Yeah. Like, again, why does it matter to you guys so much? I mean, I guess Usui is so well liked that they're like, why couldn't it be me in some ways? Even the boys, which is weird, they're just like, why would you date her? Like, why? It doesn't matter to you.
Yeah.
Are you gay? Like, do you want to be with Usui? I don't know.
They even had that thing where it's like, everybody come confess.
Right. I mean, on principle, I scream, you scream, but that was so funny to me.
It was
like, that
funny.
was a really enjoyable chapter to read.
It was funny, but it was also just like, bruh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Should we get into Aoi yet? Should we get to talk about Aoi?
You can I think I have Aoi and then
Sakun,
and then the panty thing.
Okay. I have a few like little points too.
Or honestly, maybe we could end it off on Sakun.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
For Aoi, I have a couple things.
Okay.
Number one, it's heavily implied in chapter 55 that they have feelings for Misaki because of how much detail they put into her outfit for a maid latte event. And I said this when we were recording because we had that volleyball episode where like Misaki like touched their butt and they like blushed or something and we're like, oh no, don't make this a thing. And it's just like I so prefer their sibling dynamic.
Yeah.
I'm glad this kind of fell into the background after this volume, but it was still kind of there, albeit in the background, that they might have feelings for Misaki. So I didn't like that development.
Right. I don't know if this is a lie. Didn't he end up getting with Hanoka?
Yeah, they're in a relationship with Hanoka at the end, and I think I wrote it where did I write it? It's okay. What is that age gap? Because wasn't she like 20?
Yeah.
Or something? So, and they were in junior high. So what did that make them? What did that make them?
Illegal.
Like 11?
It made them illegal.
My side hurts. Yeah, that's what it makes them. So it could be up to like 9 or 10 year age gap, and at the end of the anime, they are 25. So Hanukkah is like 34, 35, 36. When did it happen? I just wrote in all caps, hopefully recently, but it's already like implied that they're like getting closer when Misaki's still in high school and they are in junior high. So I hate.
I was so disgusted because I was like, because y'all remember like Hanoka was a bitch. So I was just like, out of all of the people that you want Aoi to be with, out of all of them, you chose her, and as illegal as it is, you chose her, and then I mean, them liking Misaki, it just made me uncomfortable because like you said, I preferred their sibling dynamic, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm glad that rather than it being like this thing of, I'm going to confess and I want to be with you, it was like, I'm going to confess to get over this, which peak me. Like I peak, not pick. Guys, I'm not a pick me.
No, Chika is the farthest from a pick-me girl.
No, okay. I will literally confess to ruin the relationship from happening and stuff. Because it's like, me in a relationship right now? Nah. Like, I want you to screw this up right now. I want to go look at your Twitter likes. Like, let's just destroy this. But, the fact that they confessed it just to get it out in the open and was just like, I'm rooting for whatever you're doing. I appreciated it. I still just didn't think it was altogether necessary.
Yeah, I think that was kind of I don't want to say a waste of our time. That's very harsh, but I just don't think it was necessary.
Yeah. And then
I'm sorry. I was going to continue with Aoi.
Yeah, same.
Go ahead then. We're probably going to say the same thing.
It was like when Sakun was asking if Aoi had a woman's heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think because Aoi's upset that their voice is changing. And I feel like it just becomes even more clear in this chapter that I don't think Aoi subscribes to the gender binary.
Yeah.
I mean, they're clearly saying, like, the idol Aoi transcends gender.
Yeah.
You know? So, and I think that they believe that for themselves. I don't know if it's their persona, but that's why we're going by they, them.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to try and interpret somebody's gender when you're given so little to work off of.
Yeah.
But it makes me upset that Sakun is asking Satsuki this question and not Aoi.
Right.
You know, Satsuki can say he's a boy who loves cute things, but Aoi did not answer that for themselves. So we cannot go based off of that.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just frustrating to see that, you know. And then even just seeing Aoi talk about still trying to prove themselves to their father.
Yeah.
It's just awful. So
it is.
Yeah, I really didn't like that. Yeah.
Me neither.
I had the panty bit. I want to just get that out of the way so then we have Misaki's daddy last.
Okay, I have a couple more things too, but they're quick.
Well, yeah.
No, yeah, they're quick, yeah.
Okay. So the panty thing, like, I know that Usui is the perverted alien. I know. Perverted. Hentai. He's gonna say awkward shit like this. And then Misaki's will be like, you idiot! Why are you saying this? You idiot this. You idiot that. But asking what color somebody's panties are just feels so sus to me. Especially like when y'all ain't even like fucking. Like, why are you asking at that point?
Like, yeah, I feel like if they were on a deeper like physical level, that it would make more sense. But right now it's like a little pushy. It's I don't know. I feel like if he wants to initiate intimacy, it could be done in a more tender way. But maybe that's just me being the romance girl. I don't know.
No, I fully agree with you.
Yeah.
Then that's I clock that on the demisexual in me. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a better way to go about doing that if he wants a response. But
absolutely.
Yeah. And also his brother also being weird like that too. Like, why would you send your half brother? Because this is when the half makes sense, right? Because like they ain't claiming each other like that. Why would you send your half brother animal print panties? Panties, not briefs, not boxers. Panties.
Yeah.
Weird. And they match with Igarashi's. Weird.
I got nothing to say for Gerard. Like,
there's nothing. I don't got nothing for him.
I got nothing for him. Oh my gosh. So, there is a moment. I feel like this could almost be Banana Split because Usui's mother, like, walking out and disappearing is bad.
I just assumed she died.
Well, I mean, she, like, had a baby with, Yu, his name was. She had Usui. But when Usui's reading the diary, he's, like, he calls her reckless for wanting to be with the person she had real feelings for in her final months/years. And I didn't appreciate that when I was reading it, because I'm like, well, this woman knows she doesn't have long left to live, and she knows who she wants to spend that time with. I do think she could have, like, communicated that better to her family. Even though, like, dear Lord, that's terrible. But it is what it is. So I mean, like, I see where Usui's coming from. It's just a bad situation, I guess, more so.
Yeah.
This is definitely more banana split than ice cream, you scream.
Yeah.
So my bad.
I think, no, it's okay. I think it's reckless in that get a divorce first.
Yes.
Like, if you know it that you want to be with Usui's daddy, get a divorce first. I think just going off, getting pregnant, and then proceeding to still have that baby while you're married to somebody else, that is so weird vibes and everything.
Yeah, that's not good.
And then you had your bald ass, punk ass daddy, Uzui's grandpa, acting as if, you would have thought he shot him. Like, oh, get out of here. I don't want to see your face. I was like, I don't want to see your crusty ass face either, bitch. Like, what is wrong with you? Like,
yeah, no, thank you.
Like, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. F out of here.
Yeah, so that was definitely more banana split. That I did not categorize correctly. But yeah, so it's like I understand her desire, but the circumstances were all bad.
Yeah.
Are you waiting to talk about Sakun?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just. I think I might just have one more.
Are you going to talk about the ring thing?
The ring?
I thought that was kind of like ice cream, banana split.
It could be. We can definitely talk about that if you want to.
Yeah. So they were still in like high school. I don't know if it's like. I think in my head I was like trying to make it better. So I was like, oh, it's a promise ring.
Yes. Oh my god, we had the same thought. I'm like, is this a proposal or is this a promise ring? Because he didn't get down on one knee, and it wasn't like, will you marry me? It was like kind of convoluted.
Yeah.
So I think it was a promise ring.
Yeah. So I guess sort of banana split ice cream, you scream for that. Ice cream, you see in the sense that he did that permission shit before he did the ring thing, which is why I was just kind of like, is it?
Yeah.
But yeah, because I just thought it was weird vibes. Also, actually, hot fudge on the ring thing. How are you going to be whatever related to a duke and the diamond looks like a pimple? That's disrespectful. A pimple. My guy. I have one right here, guys. It's the size of this. Like,
it is. It really was possibly the smallest diamond I've ever seen in my life.
Like, quite literally, what could she even do with that? I'll never understand this either. Like, and I've seen this in dramas too. Like, when I watch the modern dramas, whether it's Korean dramas, Japanese dramas, Taiwanese, Chinese, and then it gets to the point where they propose, they don't ever have a rock. And I just, like, y'all supposed to be a part of this conglomerate, have big money. And you want a band? Heck nah.
I wonder, I'm like, I mean, I don't, not to get into personal preference, I mean, I don't care. I don't need a rock the size of my, whole finger.
Right.
But is that an American thing?
Maybe they're I don't know if they're just trying to be like, oh, we're rich. Or not rich, we're wealthy and understated and stuff, but like you can still have a rock and it be understated in some form, like a solitaire, right? Like people who get a solitaire, whatever. I love, I don't know, whoever gets married to me if I'm getting married. I like Heidi Gibson rings. I should Google that.
I'll look into that. I was gonna say
they look like Google. They look like Starburst, y'all. Like,
I'm going on the website right now.
Yeah, I'm right. Yeah. I love them. They're so pretty.
Oh, they are pretty.
They look like like a little starburst on your, like, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very pretty.
Yeah. So, but I mean, if you're listening to my podcast, I don't know if you're a fan of feel it. I don't know how to feel about anyway. Yeah, I don't like pimple rings.
Right.
Like, get out of my face. Like, unless that's a band, miss me. I don't get that.
Yeah. I actually have two more. I kind of just be merged into one more. I was annoyed with Misaki in the study arc when she's cramming for entrance exams. I'm like, just spend Valentine's Day with your man.
Yeah.
Like, it's I don't want to like say it's not fair to him, but it kind of isn't. It's not fair to him, you know? Like, I understand that exams are important, but you owe yourself and your partner a break.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said I don't want to say it's not fair to him. It's not fair to him. I'm gonna like fully state that. And this is echoed more after they're married.
Yeah.
Misaki becomes a diplomat. And like, given that she was such a good student council president, like this is a perfect job for her. And she's traveling for work all the time, and she literally schedules travel for work the week after her wedding instead of like going on a honeymoon with Usui. And I feel like that's really, really rough. He even says that she requested to travel at that time and that she doesn't make time for them to be together. And I think that that's really unhealthy and not sustainable. So I just really didn't like that. That is part of when I said that I was banana split at the end with my general reaction. It's because of this. I just don't see the happiness in that. That doesn't feel like happily ever after or like a fun romantic ending. It feels like I'm worried for Usui.
Honestly, same. Like, I think they gave up so much to be with each other, and so to just sacrifice that because you want to work, it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really stay true to what the relationship could be or should be. And honestly, like, if you're trying to travel, I don't know, like, you don't have to necessarily start work, but apparently she was just going to some country in Africa, just Africa. But
yeah. Oh, right. Again, just Africa.
Just Africa. Like, come on. Is it Namibia? Is it Kenya? Like, anyway. But she was going to Africa, and I'm just kind of like, you can go to whatever country you're going to, and he can come along for like I don't know, like a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, and then he leaves and you start work. And you could just do it like that if you have to be in that area. But it was really disappointing. Just seeing that, you know, like he's stationary in London and you're going all around the place for what, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I do want to end off our I Scream, You Scream Hot Fudge with Sakuya Aizawa, Misaki's dad. So he shows up looking as if he'd been homeless, possibly, a little unkempt, I guess. He gets a haircut. He's making food. The food he makes is like top notch. Uzui is just like, you don't actually need to work at this cafe. You could go to like a better restaurant and earn more money and stuff. And he's all happy about that. And then he proceeds to hide himself. So my thing is, you purposely came to your daughter's workplace knowing that she worked there, because he had to know it because he had the like mascot wolf head on top of his head when she started coming around. And then to just do this reveal at her workplace is crazy. I don't know.
Wild.
I don't know why you wouldn't. If you're trying to come back around, why didn't you go to the house first and have a separate conversation? Why would you subject your children to interacting with you for the first time since they were literal like babies in front of all of these people? Like, that's so unfair to them. And it made me feel a way about Satsuki, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Because like at that point your loyalty should be with Misaki. And this is the person you just hired is just the reason why Misaki had to be constantly working at your store all of the time to make ends meet for her family. And you just taking this person on because you need a cook. You couldn't just hire somebody else.
Right. Like, and isn't he the first person who like showed up when she put a sign up?
Yeah.
You know, you can interview and test multiple people to see who's the right fit.
Right.
Like somebody else might be able to mimic Usui style and Maid Latte style better than Sakun.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's cool that you love your friends and all, and you want to help them out of a tough spot, but your priority should be your family.
Your literal blood family, your literal children.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot imagine leaving my family destitute to support somebody who put you in this predicament in the first place, who can't even come back into the country. And what do you have to show for it? Because you came into the manga, like, looking like a bum.
Yeah.
So all of those years away from your family, missing your children's milestones, missing the times when they absolutely needed you for a friend is the highest level of bullshit I have, like, ever seen, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like even just trying to have this weird redemption, right? Where it's like Usui and Sakun cook against one another, like this challenge. And then Misaki's like, oh, he can do part-time. It's like, no. Like, fuck that man. Like, you can get out, you know? And I think on top of it, I would like to add, like, Misaki's mom. I think it's also wild that she just came up with lies to tell her kids about why he was gone. She should have just told the truth after a certain point.
No, absolutely. I think, like, I guess I understand if they're, like, too young to comprehend, like, maybe make a little something up. But in a way, she was weaponizing them against him. Not that she even had to do that work, because just him leaving alone is enough to, like, have them form their own opinion.
Yeah.
You know? So she was, like, making them hate him even more to, I guess, her own benefit in a way. Did that make her feel better? You know? It's so bad all around.
Yeah.
There was one point in chapter 71 when Hinata sat down with Sakun and he tells him straight up, no matter how important your friends are, walking out on your family is not okay. And I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Earning some brownie points for me, Hinata. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, like, somebody needed to step to him about that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, nobody was really doing it other than, like, Misaki sort of expressing her anger and then having too much going on to really be able to flesh that out. Like, I'm glad that he said something. And honestly, I guess, you know, slight hot fudge that can attach to this is therapy. They should all get therapy.
Everybody's got to go to therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess that was our manga retrospective of Maid-Sama, guys.
Yeah. Oh, Chika, we did it. We did it.
We did it. We did it. The episode's not done, though. So
No, we're still going. This is our 1-year anniversary. You think we're ending here?
No.
Hi everybody, my name is PAiDA and I make J-pop music and I made the theme song for Shoujo Sundae's podcast and I just love them so much. Thank you guys for putting up with my craziness every single time, and y'all's energy is immaculate on the podcast. You're so cute together and you work so well together, and happy anniversary. You guys have come a long way and you're only gonna go even further, so thank you.
We're going into our memories, guys. We're wearing our Shoujo Sundae shirts that Giana made. You can see it in the YouTube video. Yeah.
Well, I ordered them. I didn't make them,
Well,
but
I had them
made.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, podcasting for 1 year. I'm just so thankful that we are doing this journey with each other.
Me too.
Cause, like, we started off, you guys, I know that if you listened to us on other podcasts and we talked about how we came together, like, we did not know each other. Like, right?
No, we didn't. We met to do this podcast.
Yeah, we met to do this podcast, and then it, like, kind of went from being just, like, being a business partnership to being, like, a friendship and stuff. And honestly, I could not imagine going on this podcast journey without you, Giana. Like,
oh, same to you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's no one else who could have brought Shoujo Sundae to its full potential, honestly, than like working with you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love our podcast, genuinely. And it's like, I don't think I'm being narcissistic or conceited by saying it. Like, our podcast is so good, guys. Like, and if you've been listening to us for a while, like, you know it, you know?
Yeah.
You don't even have to get into the shows that we're talking about. You can stay just for Giana and I's banter. To be honest.
Yeah, you know, they say don't make something unless you're a fan of it. And I am a proud fan of Shoujo Sundae.
Yeah.
I love getting into the nitty-gritty and like picking things apart and rewriting things that we don't like and just like going off with hot fudge because either the writing really was or wasn't effective. You know, it's just such a joy to be doing this, and I just can't wait to see where our second year takes us.
Honestly, like, same. And I just feel like it's been so amazing doing this and being able to interact with you guys, you know, like, in our Discord and stuff, and just on socials and everything. It makes it all the more worthwhile to see people interact with us and talk to us about our opinions, you know, and even if people don't have the same opinion, it's still so much fun. And we've met so many great people along the way. Shout out to PAiDA and Jem and Horo Fusho for creating our theme song. Like, so iconic that we have a theme song by the PAiDA. Okay, definitely go listen to Future Town. She has a music video out. Get it to like 100K views. Yeah. Or be one of the people that get it to 100K views. And Jem also has music out as well. Try Again it's a bop, okay? Yeah. But yeah, I'm so grateful to them. I'm grateful to Sam, who's also Jelloplum. She made our logo. She's made also like a couple of our like other graphics as well. And conceptualizing Shoujo Sundae and the look of it, like, it really couldn't have been done like without having Sam on board to like kind of get all of our ideas together and have our uniforms and stuff. I don't know. I feel like, and then also all of I won't mention you all because there are a lot, but we also have podcast BFFs. Yes. Like, we love you guys so much. So much. Okay. We also love all the people that we've collaborated with. It's just been an amazing journey. So, like, I guess if I could cheers, I would say cheers to us, you know? Yes, cheers, like, with our water bottle or something. Right? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, like, I'm looking back, I'm just so proud of how far we've come, and I'm so grateful to all of you for listening or watching this one. Yes. Or watching this one. You know, for both of us to still be so passionate, even like probably even more passionate than we were a year ago, I feel like is a huge feat in and of itself, because some podcasts fizzle out quickly, but we've still got such a fire underneath us. Yeah. And I just love it. Like, we stepped into this as brand new podcasters, and then once we were able to find our flow and our voices together, I really feel like we started to create something special. Yeah.
not to give anything away, but I feel like we have some really cool stuff coming up.
Yes.
Like very exciting stuff that we've never done before
Yes.
coming up. And we're doing some collaborations and just like so ecstatic about the things that we have lined up.
Yeah. I would love to say, I mean, I guess to sort of get into it, not fully, because like we want you guys to tune in literally next week. So guys, we used to be weekly. We went bi-weekly in January. We are technically weekly in July. You're welcome.
We're weekly this month.
Like, gorge yourself on Shoujo Sundae.
Yes.
But we will be reviewing a very special film. And I guess our hint for that is that we are talking about ourselves, but we're talking about you.
Yes, indeed we are.
Yes. So can't wait for you guys to see what's next. It's very exciting. Our next couple of episodes, like, you've got to be there. I'm just being so serious.
Yes.
But yeah, let's get into our Patreon shout out before we wrap things up.
Oh my gosh, I just want to give a huge shout out to our patrons. We are so grateful for you. You have helped us out so much recently with funds for stuff, trying to outsource some things, and you know, we can't say thank you enough. Hanging out with you guys in the ice cream socials and Shonen Sunday, it's just a blast to be doing all of these extra things with you guys, and you know, we're looking forward to continuing Chainsaw Man and like Hatful Boyfriend, you know, getting into all that with you guys. You know, just thank you for spending time and for your generosity and just like being our friends and our listeners. Like, let's just shout out the names that we've got. We've got our Sprinkles patrons. We've got PJ, Pete, and Akemi. For our whipped cream patron, we've got Mark M, aka Rajisk. I love you, dude. He's on my close friends list on Instagram. You know, you're my bro. We've got Hot Fudge patrons, Mackenzie, Mark D, Aaron, and AJ. Some more beloved friends in real life and online. Thank you guys so much for being our patrons.
It means the world to us. We like Giana said, we've been trying to figure things out. You know, we would love to go back to being weekly, but that would mean taking on like an editor, which, you know, if you guys, I mean, might as well put that out. If you guys know somebody that is doing audio engineering for podcasts and they're really cool, like, let us know. Like, we're very much open to like working with people and stuff. And as long as they can provide like quality, like, and it's within our budget, we would love to work with them.
Absolutely.
This money would also be going to like other costs. Like, we had to pay for our website, the different like, scheduling tools that we use for social media. We do so many commissions, guys. Y'all know that we're particularly notorious for that. GIFs and art included. Like, and then I would even love to eventually get back into putting up transcripts. I was like doing that out of pocket in the very beginning, and I was just like, I cannot. Like, so if you guys would love to support us, even if you can't, you don't have to technically do like Hot Fudge or whatever, although there is Shonen Sunday. You don't have to do Hot Fudge. You could be one of our Sprinkle on Top patrons. It really does so much to help us.
It does.
But yeah, so I guess, oh my gosh.
Can I say one more sappy thing?
So, yeah, sure.
I want to also say, because we're coming fresh off of our huge Kyoya Otori and the Crystal Ball fanfic episode, I just want to say thank you not only to our listeners, but also to you, Chika, for allowing me to have the space to share my writing and be creative and super nerdy. And like, you're also so enthusiastic about the fanfics as well. Like, that means so much to me because writing's been a hobby of mine since I was like 11 or 12, so it's really nice, and I appreciate it so much that I'm able to share my writings on the podcast.
Like, I mean, I was a fanfic girly, okay? Like I said, I was fanfiction.net, getting into the lemons and stuff when they were talking about smut, all that things. Anyway, I love fanfic. So anytime you write it, I'm just like, okay, I'm here for it. Like, let me go read. Like, I'm not really a voice actress, but I'm gonna try for this, you know?
Oh, you're great.
And
you do just fine.
And it's so much fun. And it's so much fun, especially just like working with you, and then we can talk about different ideas and you literally can just create it. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, I love
Thanks.
that. And yeah, it's just been amazing. It's been an amazing journey. We made it through without crying, guys. I'm like so proud.
We did.
Like,
oh my God, we did.
I didn't shed a thug tear, you know. I was close.
No, but I do have like the muscles in my face hurt from smiling.
Yeah,
so we've got that going.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess that was our first anniversary podcast episode, the Shoujo Sundae special and Maid-Sama Manga Retrospective, guys. Thank you so much, Shoujo fans, listeners, friends, for celebrating our anniversary, our birthday, with us. This journey has been so rewarding, and we wouldn't have made it without you. So please make sure, if you aren't already, follow us on your preferred podcast platform. Also on YouTube, because this is on YouTube, guys, so you can see us. And also thank you, shout out to Dylan for editing. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Yes.
for editing our YouTube video. But yes, please make sure to follow us on your preferred podcast platform and rate us 5 stars. And also, if you are unable to be one of our patrons, perfectly fine. You can instead leave us a written 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It really will help us out a lot, and to get more people into all of our shoujo feels, our Shoujo Sundae fun days, our realness. So we would love to have more people find us. So yeah, so please do that if you can't be a patron. And outside of that, please make sure to follow our podcast on social media. We're Shoujo Sundae, quite literally everywhere, but definitely follow us, Twitter, Instagram. We're gonna get to TikTok eventually, guys. There's a lot of things going on. Like, we're gonna get to it though. Yeah. Promise. So follow us on there. And I guess I'm Chika Supreme. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Chika Supreme. That's Chika with a K and not 2 C's. Giana?
All right. I am Giana Luna, and you can follow me also on Twitter, Instagram, and I'm going to be posting on TikTok a little bit this summer because I have a single coming out on August 31st called Twilight Champagne. Yay. So yes, I'm so excited. What a summer we have going. Yeah. So you can follow me at Giana_Luna_, and that's Giana with 1 N.
And so I guess we will see you guys. Well, I don't know about see, but you'll definitely hear from us next week.
Yes, we will see you then.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.